Happy Mental Health Monday and welcome back to the Your Mental Health Mentor YouTube channel. My name is Katie and I am your mental health mentor. To kick off the conversation about mental health, I thought it was most important to actually define what mental health even means. Having more and more conversations around mental health, I've realized that people think it's either one thing or the other. People think mental health is either having a mental illness like anxiety or depression, or simply doing things like taking a nature walk or having a bubble bath. Before we actually define what mental health means, I want to talk a little bit about what mental health isn't. Mental health is not having a diagnosis of a mental illness or the absence of having a diagnosis of a mental illness. And mental health is not just being happy all the time or sad all the time. Mentally healthy people feel to heal. As humans, we all have emotions. We all have feelings. We feel happiness, sadness, fear, anxiety, grief, frustration, and excitement. We feel all the feels. So something important to know is that we should never resist feeling our feelings. We need to be able to actually allow them to come up, to process them, because if we push them down, we know they're going to come right back up to the surface in a way that we probably don't want to see them. So always remember, you need to feel to heal. And lastly, mental health is not just one area of our life. It's actually intertwined into all of the areas of our life. It's in our relationships, in our work, in our finances, in our parenting, confidence, in our physical health, and within all of the decisions we make every day. Now for the good part. What I've found is there isn't really one specific way to define what mental health really is. So I'm going to give you my personal definition of what I think mental health is. To put it simply, to me, mental health is the quality of your inner world. We're all different people. We all have our own soul and are so unique. So why would our inner world look the same as anyone else's? We all have a different mind and a different soul, so therefore we see the world in a different way. Now, when I say your inner world, I mean things like your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, your self-image, how you handle stress and challenges in your life, and how you actually experience your life and your reality. All of these things create your own personalized colored lens that you see your life through. Now, when it comes to transforming your mental health, this is not gonna happen overnight. This transformation takes awareness, time, and practice. But through our self-awareness and our small daily choices, we allow our minds to shift from surviving into thriving. Now, this needs to be talked about. People think mental health is something you pay attention to when something goes wrong, but this is not true. Listen, I was personally forced into looking at my mental health. I waited until I was experiencing depression for 10 plus years and then experienced a brain injury and then literally could not handle stress. All of these things pushed me over the edge. And then I was forced in life to pay attention to my mental health. Do not wait until you are forced. Start paying attention today to actually prevent things like this happening. Think about your physical health in comparison to your mental health for a quick second. When it comes to our physical health, we don't wait until we're dying or we're super sick with something to actually drink water, feed ourselves, get some exercise. So why are we doing that with our mental health? Just like in our physical health, we focus on preventative health, doing the things we need to do to stay healthy so that we don't get sick. So we need to view our mental health in that same light. Make mental health your preventative health. This is where you're gonna learn all those things that help you prevent your mind from getting that sickness. We're actually going to be training our mental health just like you train your physical health. The skills that come with mental health are sort of like a muscle in your physical body. Do you go to the gym once and then expect to leave with a six-pack? No, it takes time. So we're going to do that same thing with our mental health. We have to train the skills that we have within our mental health and practice them in our life to be able to strengthen them. In our physical bodies, we have muscles and we go and do workouts to build the strength. In our mental health, we have skill sets. So we should be working out on our skill sets to build strength within our mental health. So the reason why self-awareness is such a big first step to building our foundation is because you can't change what you don't notice. We're going to be building self-awareness around how mental health shows up in our lives, in our thoughts, habits, emotions, and triggers. Now listen, your mental health can fluctuate. You can have days where you feel like your mental health is really strong, and you can also have days where you feel like your mental health is really weak. But don't worry, I am here to help you strengthen your mental health so that you can intentionally respond to life's experiences. So now that we have a basic idea of what mental health really is, I want to encourage you to take a moment to reflect. If you feel called to, grab a journal and your pen, or take note of these questions, or if it suits you better, pause this video after I ask these reflective questions so that you can voice record your answers. I'm gonna ask you some basic questions so that you can actually reflect, and this is gonna help you build a foundation to actually start your transformation. All right, here we go. What does your inner world look like? Is there a dominant emotion that you're feeling most of the time? How do you see yourself? What do you often catch yourself thinking about? And how do you handle stressful situations? Answering these questions will give you a great foundation to starting that transformation. Take your time with these questions and give yourself enough time to really reflect and understand what your immediate answers could mean. Go deep. I hope these questions can give you some deep understanding about where you're at. This is a pivotal time right now because this is just the beginning of your journey. If you got some value out of this video, hit like and share with someone you think could use this. I'm Katie, your mental health mentor. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you next Mental Health Monday.